There are a couple of ways to install Laravel. There's a direct route that uses a Laravel PHP archive and a more circuitous one that requires Composer. We're going to take the long way around, and I'll explain why in a bit. To start, go to laravel.com and click Quick Start. Like many websites, the Laravel site is often in flux, so you may not see this exact screen when you visit. Now, as noted in the Quick Start section, which I'll scroll down to a little bit, under Installation, the fastest way to set up Laravel is just to download laravel.far. The PHAR extension indicates a PHP archive. Then just name it to Laravel and copy it to user/local/bin. That's quick, but for my taste, a wee bit misleading, as you will, at some point, need to run Composer to set up all the required dependencies. Since if you're working with Laravel, you'll need to have a complete collection of files for every application, it's best to always use Composer to install Laravel on a per-project basis. So, a more complete route, as detailed when you click the installation link under Getting Started, which you'll see over in the left-hand column, is to install Composer first. Now, installing Composer is a bit different depending on your system. If you're on Windows, skip to the next lesson, where I'll go through the installation procedure for that OS. If you're working on a Mac like I am, your installation is handled through the command line. My development system uses the Apache server installed with OS X Mavericks, with PHP activated, and MySQL downloaded and installed, all as separate components. There's a really good guide to setting up your development system this way that you can find on lynda.com in the Installing Apache, MySQL, and PHP course by David Gassner. It's freely available. All right, let's start on our installation. First, we'll go to composer.org and click on Download. As you can see, we'll download via the command line. So I'm going to select this line of code here, press Command-C to copy it, and then let's switch to Terminal. In Terminal, I'll paste in my code and then hit Return. After verifying that my settings are correct, it starts the download, and I'll get a message if it's successful. All right, looks good. Now the download is placed in my current root level user directory. To get the most bang for the buck out of it and be able to access Composer globally, we'll need to move it to its own folder within user local bin. Let's do that by starting to type the superuserdo or sudo command, followed by mv for move, what we're going to move, which is composer.far, and where we're going to move it to, which is /usr/local/bin/composer. I'll press Return or Enter, and now let's verify that Composer is, in fact, properly installed and accessible globally. While I'm in my root user directory, I'll type Composer, and it's looking pretty good. Let's scroll back up to see what all we got. All right, after some nifty retro ASCII art, there's a full list of options, followed by all the available commands. Excellent. Our dependency manager, Composer, is definitely up and running. And now you're ready to proceed to actually installing Laravel.